Great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
Come on, Frisco, I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Handy bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I took that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Boarding, that's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is one of the British transport network's largest employers.
Bonjour!
Around 3,000 men and women share a diverse range of duties.
Here we go. Whistle while we work.
For most, it's so much more rewarding than a boring old desk job.
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
Not for them a regular 9 to 5. Even if that means dealing with boisterous passengers.
We come from Scotland and we are great.
Or disgruntled customers.
But how long is that going to take? We've already been here for half an hour, mate.
I do understand your frustration, my friend.
When I left my last job as a finance director, when I joined the railway, I told my managing director when I told him I was going, if I had all the money in the world, I would actually pay someone to let me drive trains. But now somebody pays me to do it, so I can't ask for any more.
East Coast Trains employs a total of 330 drivers, manoeuvring diesel and electric trains along the backbone of Britain. It's every child's dream to drive a train, but only a lucky few ever get the chance. Steve traded in his 9-to-5 job as an accountant for a new life on the railway.
First thing I do when I get on the loco is I just check the repair book to make sure there's nothing in the repair book before I put the key in. And then I set the train up ready to do a brake test and just check the lights to make sure all the lights are okay. So I just do the brake test. So the brake pipe's going down, which shows that we've got a brake all the way through from the loco to the back of the train. I think we're okay. There doesn't seem to be any drastic repairs booked, so I think hopefully we'll be away on time. But I've got no wood to touch, so I should not have said that.
With his checks complete and his passengers on board, Steve is ready to set the 8:30 from London's King's Cross on its way to Newcastle.
Today we have 8 stops altogether, including Newcastle when we get there. I'm just going to test the horn because I test it when I leave King's Cross, just to make sure it's working before we get too far. And this noise that you can hear there, that's our vigilance device, which I hear going off a number of times on the trip. It goes off approximately every 90 seconds. If you don't cancel it by lifting your foot and putting it back down again, the train brakes go on and it stops the train. But we get a very limited amount of time to cancel that. It's about 1.5 seconds. So you hope you don't get too many noises going off at the same time.
Back at King's Cross, it's not bells and whistles that need attention, it's people.
Just out here, upstairs, across the road upstairs. Have a nice weekend.
Travel consultant Joe's job is to help passengers get their right train.
Is that okay?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, sir. Working with the railways is the only way I can satisfy myself and enjoy what I'm doing by helping people, because with the railways, you have to deal with customers. It's not a job that you just have to sit in the office. I will send you to the customer information center, so when time comes, they can take you on the train.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Joe's happy to deal with any challenge from the traveling public.
I'm a people person. If you see me doing my job from the face, it will tell you that this guy loves people because I'm always smiling. Cheers, bye.
Today, Joe's people skills are being put to the test.
Apologies, my friend, my apologies.
Yeah, your apologies, but it's not going to get me to where I've got to go, is it?
This customer is a bit hot under his collar. He claims he put his money in the machine, but it failed to produce a ticket.
I put money into the machine and the machine's eaten my money and hasn't given me my ticket. And the man don't seem to be believing it or something, so I don't know. I've missed the first train, so I'm going to have to catch the second train now. I'm trying to get to Peterborough. £31 on a ticket, and the man tells me, don't use the machine, go to the window and pay. Don't use the machine, it's not their fault that the machines ain't working. Well, I'm sorry, yeah it is. It's your train station. And now I have to wait another 10 minutes while they go and work it out.
Joe's manager has gone to check for signs of the transaction.
When an incident happens like this, the bosses or myself have to go behind and check to know exactly what is the problem. So, my friend, apologies. I know the way you feel, but you just have to be patient. Yeah, Kevin is just going to count the money. Kevin is doing the job.
Yeah, he's not doing it properly because the money's inside the machine. He hasn't emptied nothing from the machine. And it isn't printing right because it hasn't printed my ticket. So if he's going to print him something out, how do we know that he's going to print him the right thing out? So I could be here for a long time.
No, you're not going to be for a long time.
If that doesn't prove it, he has to come back to empty all that out.
No, we're going to empty it. We're going to do that.
With no sign of a ticket from the machine, Joe escorts the passenger to the customer service desk.
I haven't got the money to get to Peterborough. I've just put my £31 in the machine. I need to get to Peterborough. Yeah, now you're saying to me all it isn't in the machine. The machine doesn't have. Number 14. They can't find no money in the machine. I don't mind if I can get in writing off one of these that I'll accept being fined. I'll get on the train to Peterborough, but I'm going to get fined. But as soon as you lot find where my money is, you lot cancel the fine. That's fair enough. That's at least the best thing you can do. Can't expect me to pay £62 to travel to Peterborough.
It's not just passengers who hate delays. Up in Peterborough, Steve's Newcastle-bound service is 2 minutes late, and he's just as frustrated as any paying customer.
No drivers like to be late. We tend to moan about the signallers a lot because they're the people who control the signals, and it tends to be the signals that will slow us down. But the railway, it's not that simple because the railway is a very busy place. But ideally, we would like to come into work every day and drive our trains exactly on time that they're supposed to run. But we don't get to do that often enough, unfortunately. You'll see me waving now and again. Basically, it's just a thing we do. We wave to all the other drivers. And the train spotters, if you see them as well.
Back at King's Cross, Joe's still trying to solve the mystery of the ticketless customer.
You just came up with an idea that they should check the camera to see that if you...
But how long is that going to take? I've already been here for half an hour, mate.
I do understand.
You don't understand because you're doing standing this and I understand.
No, I do understand. I do understand your frustration, my friend.
Behind the scenes, East Coast staff are frantically checking the CCTV cameras to see if the passenger's story checks out.
He pulled something out. He definitely pulled something out.
What did he do then?
I don't know. Go back.
Shift manager Julie reviews the tapes.
If that's the case, he's done a car transaction and it hasn't gone through. He's trying to say it's cash. That woman's in a really bad position.
Yeah.
Back on the floor, Joe's trying to keep things calm.
I will try to do my best, yes. So just give some time again.
Look, give him some time. I've been standing here for half an hour. Keep saying time. Same time, mate.
And how much was the ticket?
31 quid.
So you're looking at two notes at least.
But he's got, and also he's got his carry bag in his left hand. So how can you keep
feet and hold your wallet?
How can you take a note out of a wallet with one hand
Yeah, and feed it in and hold your wallet. No, I'm not convinced. Let's go and give him the bad news. Thank you. We're just going to go and speak to the customer. I'm going to suggest that we take his name and address details, and we'll do a full cash audit on the fast ticket machine tomorrow. And if the cash machine has got more money in it than it should have, then I'll contact the customer and he can come back for his money. It's gone. Where is it? Where's the customer? He's gone.
The passenger has seemingly, well, vanished into thin air.
We're just waiting for the customer to come back. He went for a drink at about 3 o'clock, maybe 20 minutes ago, and he hasn't come back yet, so we'll see. I don't think he's coming back.
Joe gets back to work.
Gentlemen, you okay? You need any help? I don't think that he's going to come back. He must have realized that he hasn't chucked in the money, so end of story.
And we'll never know if the customer ever made it to Peterborough. Crew manager Ian goes back to the floor.
Morning!
And trainee Carol faces her worst fear.
Tea, coffee, sandwiches. I'm scared of the trolley.
As East Coast trains race through the countryside, they can reach speeds of up to 125 miles an hour.
This is basically the power handle, so this regulates the amount of power that I'm putting through the loco. This is the brake handle, so they're the two most important things we use. We're only doing 95 at the moment, but they tend to think when we get up to 125 it seems very fast, but because we're used to it, it doesn't seem fast to us anymore. I probably have to go on a Eurostar for it to appear fast. But then, if you look out sideways, because looking forwards, nothing's going past you that fast, but if you look sideways, you can actually get the sense of speed much more.
But Steve's well aware his job is not all about the speed. He does have to stop too, something he takes great pride in.
Each time I stop at a station, I try and stop it gently, just in case people are standing up, because there'll probably be people getting ready to get off, so I try and stop it as a nice, gentle stop. That's what I would like if I was a passenger, so I try to do it the same for them. So we're on time now, just about. So we made up that couple of minutes we lost running into Peterborough.
Full speed ahead as Steve's on-time London to Newcastle service speeds towards his next stop, Doncaster.
To me, this is fun. I really enjoy this. I enjoy coming to work. Look at this office window. It's fantastic.
Not all East Coast staff are lucky enough to enjoy the freedom of riding the rails. One employee who is usually stuck behind a desk crunching numbers is crew manager Ian, though he's not one to let the job get him down. Ian's been with East Coast for 16 years and manages a crew of 42 employees.
Very demanding job. A lot of things, a lot of people need your attention all the time. You're either a sane person who doesn't sleep or you're just crazy.
Today, Ian's in luck. He's getting out of the office and going back to the floor.
Bonjour!
As a reward to his crew for scoring highly on a recent performance review.
Good morning, Pierre.
It's not so much about being a day out of the office, it's all about giving one of my teams a day off to actually go and do something else. That's what today's about, really. And hopefully not fall flat on your face while you're out here doing it. Fingers crossed.
Trouble is, Ian doesn't get out much.
Morning!
Today, he has the responsibility of running the snack bar and is expected to bring in a profit of around £80.
Chocolates. Right, I'm logging on. I'm going in. I've been told I've got 11 bacon toasties to sell. So if I sell 12, I'm in trouble.
He'll have to sharpen his sales technique if he is to hit his target. He's been given a float of £37.40.
I've got a £37.40 float. I'm a cash handler this morning, and my cash handling skills will be questioned if they're up to the match later on. I will have a £37.40 float when I get to London. Plus, loads of money.
York Station is home to the East Coast Training Academy. Today, 13 eager new customer service recruits are here to learn how to drive a trolley the right way.
Did everyone all right? Did you sleep well? Yeah. Yeah, had a good sleep. Did you have a nice breakfast? So.
The Trolley Dolly trainees are in the capable hands of instructors Gail and Darren.
Right, what I'd like to do today then is operate the equipment in the catering vehicle. So we're going to have a bit of a play, a bit of a touch, which should be more enjoyable for you today.
Today is the final training session before the recruits are let loose on a real train and real passengers.
We have what we call a wet side and a dry side in the kitchens.
Carol is one of the trainees. Like Steve the driver, she's left a desk job to try a new career on the railway.
Well, I love travel, so I've always wanted to work for the railways or anything to do with travel. But I looked and there was something there and I applied and was very lucky to get it.
But there's one thing Carol is not looking forward to during training.
We've got different types of trolleys on board. This is one of the smaller types.
I'm scared of the trolley, but it's just something, it's the unknown, isn't it? I'm like, will I be able to push that trolley, etc., and get down those aisles? My daughter used to keep saying, Mother, I just can't imagine with a trolley.
And that's you, yeah?
Operating a trolley is not as easy as it looks.
Well, it is slightly different doing it on the train, because obviously you've got the movement of the train. But the good thing about the train is that you do have the seats to help keep it steady as well.
To be fair, I'm not really that worried about the trolley because I've manual handled the trolley before, so it don't really scare me that much.
Fully stocked, it weighs 40 kilograms. Imagine manoeuvring that down a crowded carriage. Or even between two tables in a classroom.
Does anybody want to help, Cam?
Is that 2 coffees?
Jack, on the other hand, has had plenty of on-board experience.
That is 2.25, please. When I'm working on the standard trolley, I used to just say, oh, I'm working on the standard trolley, until sort of a couple of customers once, I was having a joke with them, said, oh, are you a trolley dolly? And that's just kind of stuck for me. I know of someone who once was going through with the trolley and they actually ran over someone's foot because the person wasn't in the way at the time, but they actually stuck their foot out just as the trolley went past. So that was, yeah, we had to do a lot of paperwork there.
Crew manager Ian is 20 minutes into a 2-hour journey from Leeds to King's Cross. He's keen to sell to reach his £80 target, but he's off to a slow start.
Don't see me, nobody coming down in a minute. Very soon our Vicky will make an announcement and tell all the lovely people down there that we're open. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Pleased to tell you our cafe bar is now open. If you'd like any hot drinks on this cold morning, or any freshly made bacon toasties, or any hot paninis, they're all available at the cafe bar now. Let's see what happens now.
But business is slow. Ian is convinced his sales have been sabotaged by fellow crew member Darren, who's operating the trolley.
He's gone that way and he's catered to everybody needs, and now he's coming back this way, catering to everybody's needs, and everybody thinks, I don't need to go down to that cafe bar. It's very frustrating, this for me. I'll have to unleash myself. I'm going to break out and go and talk to somebody.
Over in York, it's a moment Carol's been dreading, driving the trolley. First, she must refuel, release the brakes, a quick check of the mirrors, and she's off.
Morning, everybody. Anybody want anything from the trolley? Can I have a coffee, please? Absolutely.
Her first order, and the cups aren't cooperating.
Maybe.
Oh, sugar.
No, I don't want sugar this morning, thanks.
Terrifying. It was just a little bit scary, but I'm sure once you get used to doing it and you're in the train environment, it'll be a lot different than in the classroom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Trolley training is over. Carol's next customers will be fully paid up passengers on board a real train. After a miserable morning with precisely 0 customers, crew boss Ian has just about reached the end of his tether. But finally...
And what sort of tea do you sell? Have you got any mint tea?
Peppermint.
Please, yeah. Thank you.
Not 1, but 2 customers. When it rains, it pours.
That's smashing. How are you? Have you been
Full
busy?
of the joys. We've been busy.
Have you?
Welcome. I'm honoured you are my first customer this morning, young lady. That's a grand total of £4.75.
£4.75. There we go.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Ian's finally made a sale, but not the big bucks he was hoping for. Some espionage is required. Ian takes a sneaky peek at how much his competitor Darren has made on the trolley. The news isn't good.
Dazzler is taking 2/3 of the money this train needs to take this morning, which is just as well because we are doing it down here. I've reset me objectives for today this morning. I don't think I'm going to give me 78 quid. Unless I threaten to run down the train naked and say, give me £5 or I'll do it, I don't know.
Thankfully, another customer, and maybe he's a big spender.
Right, what have you got hot food-wise, please?
So we can do an all-day breakfast thing, which is bacon, sausage, egg and all that.
I'll go for that, the all-day breakfast, yeah. Awesome.
Give us 2 minutes, boss.
Got a busy day ahead of you? Another one?
So far, no. Later, yes.
Yeah.
You enjoy.
Thank you, mate.
Bless you.
See you later. Cheers.
Here's my maid back.
Ian's return to the floor hasn't been as profitable as he hoped. Time to cash up and see how bad the day's takings have been.
I've taken a grand total, hey, 23.50.
That's it.
Bang it in.
As they pull into London, Ian worries about what his crew will make of his poor performance.
My lot's going to kill me when they find out I've been on their bar and taken £23.50.
Fortunately for East Coast, normal service will be resumed tomorrow when Ian will be safely back behind his desk.
There we go. Job's done, job's finished, we've cashed up. This bar's beautiful, next crew. Bye from me.
Steve tackles leaves on the line.
It's like a car trying to run on ice.
A Scottish football team prepares for an important trip to London.
There's still a chance to win the league, so fingers crossed.
And Carol steps out of the classroom and onto a train.
Here we go.
Throughout the year, East Coast train drivers battle the elements. The worst Britain has to offer. Today, on Steve's 300-mile journey to Newcastle, is a good old dose of British rain.
So this is it's probably worse today because we've had the dry weather, and it seems to be that the first couple of days after a dry spell, if you get rain, the track's that much slippier. It can be difficult to drive, but it's worse during our infamous leaf fall season. People think it's like a joke that we have trouble when there's leaves on the line, but it is horrendous. First of all, when you're accelerating, it's like a car trying to run on ice. If you've got leaf fall or very bad fog combined, that makes it quite an intense journey because you're concentrating a lot all the time.
But whether it's leaves or rain, Steve's got a trick for dealing with slippage.
Basically, we have a sander button here, and when we press that, there's sand boxes underneath the loco, and they have nozzles which point the sand underneath, right directly underneath the wheels of the loco, and they help it grip. You could have a day where the train would slip a lot for the whole journey, and you might be using it a lot. I don't know if you can hear the whining noise. That's they're slipping again, and you start to pick these things up, and it's an experience as a driver over the years that you pick that up. So I'll sand it again for the moment.
Steve may have his hands full dealing with leaves and rain, but he does enjoy the solitude. Not a perk for everyone who works at East Coast.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
Physically, it can be very tiring. Mentally, it can be a challenge. The problem is, as a crew leader for me, I have nowhere to go on a train to get away from people. Because when you're out there, it's excuse me, can you help with this, can you help with that? Which is my role and which I should be. And when I go in the kitchen, I've got all my crew saying, oh, where's this, what's happening with this? What's happening with this? And sometimes you have to go and literally lock yourself in the toilet for 5 minutes just to get a little bit of, clarity.
At Leeds Station in Yorkshire, customer service trainee Carol will be trying to resist the urge to lock herself in the toilet. It's her first day serving real customers on a moving train.
Hiya, are you Maggie?
I am. You
nice
Carol?
to meet you, yes, lovely to meet you.
You're welcome, love.
She's in good hands with her mentor, Maggie. After 11 years on board, she knows all the tricks of the trade.
How are you feeling today?
I've been really frightened, really scared, but excited at the same time.
Yeah, it's exciting work, but don't be scared. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. You won't be able to wait until you come back tomorrow.
Wonderful, that's what I want to hear.
It's a first shift, so she's a bit shy and nervous. And we're going to learn her we do first class and how to serve food, drinks, and help to the passengers. She'll be fine. Her nerves will go away by the end she gets into London.
As the train pulls away for the 2.25-hour trip from Leeds to London, Carol prepares to face her public.
Mixture of emotions, really. Excited, obviously, because it's a new job, but also quite scared. Been a bit of a wimp today, really, and that's not me. But I just want to do a good job.
Carol managed the trolley in training, but now it's the real deal.
Here we go. Whistle while we work.
And today she'll be spoiling her customers with a first-class service.
There you are. Enjoy. No fruit, no crisps, no cake. You drive fast, Maggie.
Now Carol gets tips from the kitchen staff on how to keep hot pies on the plate.
The easiest thing to remember is to try and walk like a penguin.
Thank you very much.
And if walking like a penguin doesn't work, Maggie has another suggestion.
I've just got to get used to my train legs.
The best way to do it is pretend that you're drunk.
Oh, right. Enjoy.
It's fine. The more she does it, the better she'll get, which is fine, because I can see that she's going to be like one of these chatty ones, so she's fine. That's the way to do it.
Our next challenge,
Sauvignon Blanc.
pouring drinks at 125 miles an hour.
Sorry, I forgot to ask you, do you want a big one or a little one? You got a big one?
I wouldn't have known that this was somebody who was here on her first day. I mean, apart from anything else, she can keep her balance on these fast-moving trains, but on top of that, she can pour tea and milk without spilling it on this fast-moving train.
A train full of satisfied customers arrives at their destination, and Carol has survived her first day out of the office.
You've done a really good job, this one. Next one's going to be better, so just think positive.
I will.
Right? And if you've got any questions, just ask.
I will do, absolutely.
And the dreaded trolley, piece of cake.
It wasn't as bad as what I expected it to be. I am looking forward to my next shift. I will turn up tomorrow.
When I first started, I got home after my first few shifts. After the first week, I was going to Glasgow, so it's 14-hour shifts on the train. I stood in the kitchen and my legs were still swaying in the kitchen at home. And after a few years, you do get a balance and a walk to it. And so the odd times you do end up on passengers' laps or falling over them if the train goes over some points a bit rough. You just apologise and move on quickly.
Steve, the driver, just loves his job, but his schedule is not to everyone's liking.
I put the biggest challenge down of being a train driver as the wife moaning about the shifts. She'll always moan about working at weekends and nights, but doesn't tend to say when I'm home during the day and I can do jobs or we can go out together. So that's, I suppose, on a personal basis is the challenge.
At heart, Steve's an old romantic, at home and at work.
One of the things I really enjoy about being a train driver is, as you're getting out of the cab, you're seeing people run off the train and then running into the arms of someone that they love and they've missed and they've not seen for a long time. And you think, actually, I've been part of getting those two people together, so that's really nice. It does have the adverse side as well of it, is that sometimes you'll see them as you walk down the train when you're getting the train ready, and you'll see them in a hug because they're being split up by us travelling away, but you know that ultimately you're going to bring them back together again one day as well. And it's just a great thing to see. It's nice.
Steve loves bringing people together.
Here we are, Newcastle and on time. Good trip.
And he knows every train journey tells a story. Scotland's capital city, Edinburgh, is home to Waverley Station. It's the second largest railway station in the UK and a northern hub for East Coast trains. Tomorrow, members of the Hot Scots Football Club will take the train from Waverley to London for an important league game.
My name's Neil, I play for the Hot Scots at left back, and we're here tonight for a training session before our big game on Saturday. So we're heading down to London to play against the London Titans in our final away game of the season. And yeah, we're hoping to get the 3 points, still a chance to win the league, so fingers crossed.
The Hot Scots are hot, in more ways than one.
It's a gay league that we play in. It's certainly not exclusive. We have heterosexual players, we have women players. We certainly don't discriminate in that respect. Oh, good save.
It's a community club. It's really about getting people of all ages, sexuality, gender, to come along and play football.
The club was founded in 2007 to take on teams up and down the UK.
I hope it goes a little bit towards sort of breaking down barriers and the opposition realise that we're not maybe as stereotyped as they might have in their heads. You know, we can play in the mud, we can play in the rain. Our throw-ins are quite normal. So the name Hot Scots is kind of a funny thing. I kind of hope that would encourage people not to take it super seriously. It can be slightly embarrassing sometimes when we're playing just down the regular park or something. Some of the kids are walking by going, "Oh, what team is it?" "Oh, Hot Scots." "Oh, don't ask."
Question is, will they live up to their name tomorrow? When they head to London with the league title on the line. Steve has a surprise passenger.
You keep your fingers crossed that one-off thing that happens once in your railway career doesn't happen when you've got your manager sitting next to you.
And the Hot Scots ride the rails from Waverley.
Are we going out tonight? Don't think we will tonight.
No, you're going out tonight.
I'm going out.
I'm going out tonight with the other team.
On the platform in Newcastle, train driver Steve's about to head back to London, and he's been joined by a surprise guest. Colin, his manager, will ride alongside Steve to assess his driving skills. With safety a priority, every East Coast driver is assessed on a regular basis. Ever the optimist, Steve is glad of the company.
It's always good to have someone in the cab because it's one of the things people have said it can be a lonely job. So even to have your manager in doing an assessment, it just makes it a little bit more interesting to chat to people about things. What I try to do is I try to do my job the same every day. And as long as I do that, I'm doing it right and Colin will be happy, hopefully. Well, we see what happens. Famous last words.
They pull off. Colin watching his every move. But what's he looking for?
It's his general driving abilities. Also to make sure he complies with the speed restrictions. Nice smooth stops. This is what I like to see is when a train runs into a platform, people are invariably getting up, getting luggage out of racks. So you don't want to be stopping in a heap. You want to be coming nice and smoothly, and that gives a better passenger experience.
Every year, 25 million passengers pass through Edinburgh's Waverley Station, and members of the Hot Scots Football Club are among them, ready to board an East Coast train south to London's King's Cross.
Yes, the big moment. We're on the way, very shortly on the way down to London for the big game tomorrow, and hopefully get the victory and then go out and enjoy ourselves, essentially, and celebrate. A bit crowded, but we'll use our silky skills to sneak past them and we'll be fine.
The boys get settled in for the close to 5-hour journey to London. A long way to travel for an amateur league, but this isn't just any league.
It's the only gay football league in the entire world, essentially.
We're in the first division, which is the Premier League of the world's only gay and lesbian football league. So if we win that, that's something to be very proud of.
Pride aside, now it's time to talk tactics.
Are we going out tonight?
Don't think we will tonight.
No, you're going out
tonight.
I'm going out.
To take them
I'm
out.
going out tonight with the other team till 6 a.m. So that they're good and ready for the game tomorrow, and everyone else is going to bed. That's my job.
All jokes aside, they take their game very seriously.
Gay people have this bad image that they're all fairies and they don't like contact sports, which is very stereotypical, and it's not like that. That's one of the reasons why I joined. I felt really comfortable joining the team and hope to be there for many years. Whether I get picked is another thing.
When we started playing some of the mainstream teams in Edinburgh and Lothians, and you had teams that were turning up not quite knowing what it would be like, you're kind of a bit embarrassed for them, and then going back to work on Monday saying, oh yeah, we got beat 6-0, yeah. So it can be quite funny that way.
It's 2013, and I think most mainstream teams would be okay with it, because if you're only good at football, they'll generally accept you.
Yeah.
If you're not any good at football, then maybe they won't.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll encourage more people to take part in football, and if we're just another outlet for that, then great. But at the end of the day, it makes no difference what sexuality you are. You should be able to enjoy the game, that's it.
You know, we do have straight people in the team as well, and you know, some of the two new recruits are straight, and they're very good football players. We hope to build a team around them soon.
Spirits are high as they pull into King's Cross.
The mighty Hot Scots, we come from Scotland and we are great. We have defenders who won't surrender. I will take your trophy away. That's how we do.
The Hot Scots went on to win the game 3-1, but sadly missed out on the league title by 2 points. Not to worry, lads, there's always next year. Heading for King's Cross, Steve's trying to score points with Colin as his referee, but the typical British weather is trying to catch him offside.
Oh, slipping. Because of the rain, isn't it?
Is there anything you can do on these to actually ease the wheel slip problem?
We don't have any sanders on them.
Absolutely, we haven't got any sanders.
So it's really easing off power and you're just finding the place at which they will take the power level you've got.
Good.
Colin's impressed, but as they pull into the first station, Steve has to put on the brakes gently.
The stop was fine. It was nice and smooth and controlled, and we stopped in the appropriate position. That's spot on.
I'll heighten the tension now and say the one that I hate stopping at is the stupid lollipop in King's Cross. we have a lollipop in King's Cross where we have to stop and it lines the train up so they can get the water pipes on. And because the HSTs, the brakes tend to react, go on and come off a little bit slower than they do on the electrics, they're that little bit harder to get stopped right. But it's a matter of just having it all under control as you run in, that's the thing. So we'll see what happens when we get there. I can bribe my manager now. Would you like a wine gum?
I will, but that won't make no difference.
I'll give it back then.
Passing this assessment is important to Steve. He couldn't imagine not driving trains. But it's not just driving tests he must endure to keep his license.
We have medicals at the moment every 5 years until we're 60 years old, and then we have to have them every 2 years. And I think if I went into a medical and they said, sorry, you're going to have to come off train driving because your hearing isn't good enough or your eyesight isn't good enough now, it would probably be devastating given how much I love the job. So I tend to dread the medicals a bit.
With one stop to go, Steve's assessment is nearly complete. No pressure at all.
Hopefully I'm doing okay. I just drive how I normally drive and hopefully that's good enough. And you keep your fingers crossed that one-off thing that happens once in your railway career doesn't happen when you've got your manager sitting next to you.
It is purely about his driving because the most important thing is that he drives the train safely. And if that means we've got to be late because they put something in front of us, then we can't do anything about it. You know, we endeavour to be there on time because, again, every driver wants to get their train from A to B on time as part of a professional pride.
With his confidence high, Steve pulls into King's Cross Station. Precision is needed as he faces his arch nemesis, the lollipop. He needs to stop this 453-ton diesel engine on a sixpence, under the eagle eye of his manager.
That'll do you fine there, spot on.
Inch perfect. He made it.
This is the lollipop that it's probably the one thing that I would say is a little bit of pressure when you run an HST into King's Cross. I'm keen to not be the person who somebody else gets called down later on to move the train because they can't get the pipes on it. So, no, it worked well and I was pleased.
But what does Colin think of his efforts?
I'm very happy. He's shown a very good level of confidence and professionalism throughout the day, so I'm more than happy with his performance today. Any questions you want to ask?
No, that's fine. I'm happy with
Good.
the assessment.
OK then, good. Right.
Time to go home.
It is time to go home.
Colin's happy. Steve can finally relax. Looks like he'll be back in the driver's seat tomorrow.